By now, you know it's smarter to buy websites. You know where to go to buy these websites. You know which different types of websites you can buy and how they actually make money. And you may even understand which business model suits your lifestyle goals already. But before you go away and buy a website, you need to know if it's a good investment or not, which is why you need to be a professional at online business due diligence, which is why this lesson is on how to do online business due diligence. And by the end of this lesson, you will know what you should be doing throughout your due diligence check. I also have a very special gift for you if you stay all the way to the end of this video. So we have a few different types of due diligence you need to go through. The four main ones that I'm going to talk about in this video is traffic, SEO, financials, and marketing. So let's stick with traffic. What is traffic and why do we need to be checking the traffic of an online business? Now, traffic is how many people come in your business and out your business, and it's the same in physical business or like brick and mortar businesses, and it's the same with online businesses. You need to be checking if the traffic is trending upwards, downwards, sideways, and the most important question you need to be asking is why? Why is the traffic trending in these certain ways? If it's trending down, why is it trending down? Was it hit by a Google algorithm update? Did something else happen to some of the social media accounts? Did we lose a bunch of traffic from email? There's many questions we need to be asking around why the traffic is dipping, or why is the traffic increasing even? Now, this is very important because if the traffic's increasing, asking why is going to equip you with the knowledge and the experience and the expertise to go, all right, this is trending up because we're doing this with the business. If we continue to do this, that means that the business's traffic should continue to trend up. Or if we double the input of doing that particular task, maybe we can double the traffic as well. So asking the question on why the traffic's trending in a certain way is very, very key and very, very important. Not just to understand the risks that may be involved with the traffic, but also the potential opportunities that may be involved with the traffic. The next thing we want to be looking at is SEO. SEO is very, very critical for content websites specifically. Now, content websites are usually quite reliant on SEO, and SEO stands for search engine optimization. Okay, search engine optimization, and most content sites will have their website pages and their content optimized to get ranked very, very high in the search engines. They want to get ranked on #1 spot, #2 spot, and sometimes #3 spot, but obviously #1 is the best because the higher you are up in the search engines, the more traffic you're going to have coming to you. So this can go for also e-commerce businesses, and if they're creating content for e-commerce businesses and membership websites as well. So if a website is creating content to be ranked in search engines, and this is not just the Google search engine, right? This can also be in Pinterest and all that sort of stuff. We need to be looking at what's happening with the SEO. Are all the keywords very good keywords? Is there a lot of competitive keywords? Do we have good backlinks? Are the backlinks toxic? Have they used a PBM, which is a private blog network, which I talk about in other videos in my YouTube channel? So understanding the SEO is really, really important. Why is that? Because SEO is an ever-evolving thing. As how we search for things on, say, Google, for example, it changes. As we start to evolve, our questions start to get better. And as we start to evolve, the internet starts to get better and the content starts to get better. And what Google's goal is to ensure that when you type something into Google, that you get the best answer possible in the shortest amount of time frame. That's a very dense and rich answer to your question. So there's a few ways that Google will rank different websites in regards to the authority of it, the expertise of the author, how many backlinks and traffic, and the keywords rankings, and there's so many things that go into what helps rank a website. So you need to be able to understand, is that website you're looking at purchasing already ranked quite well, or does it have a long way to go? And if it does have a long way to go, are there many competitors that we need to knock off their perch to get up to be in the top position as well? And if so, how do we do that? So you're not only looking at the opportunities within SEO, but you're also looking at the risks that may be involved. For example, if a site doesn't have a lot of authority and trust and expertise, or it doesn't have much good backlinks, or it's got some, pretty dodgy backlinks, or, the content's not very good, you may be buying yourself a lemon, and you could be open to risk, because if the content's not great, the backlinks aren't very good, and there's not much authority and brand within the website, then it's going to be easy for a competitor to outrank that website that you're looking at purchasing, which means you could be in a risky position where your site can get ranked down and you can lose traffic. So you really need to be looking at the SEO, which is very, very critical, specifically for sites that are ranking for content and bringing traffic in through their business that way. The third one is financials. Financial due diligence is really critical as well, because sometimes people just look at the profit and loss statement or the Excel sheet that a broker or a seller will give you and just go, yep, cool, that looks good. But what they may not realize is that Excel sheet is just a bunch of numbers that anybody could have put in. All right, the seller could put those numbers in the Excel sheet, or the broker, and they could have put any numbers in. So what you really need to do is you need to cross-reference that profit and loss statement that you get with the merchant account, okay, or the Amazon affiliate account, or the AdSense account, or whatever it is, the type of business you're looking at, how they're making money. It could be through PayPal, it could be through Stripe, it could be through different merchants. You need to be cross-referencing the income that's coming in with the profit and loss statement as to what's coming in through the merchant account and through the monetization account that they're actually using for that particular website business. Now, as the businesses grow in scale, so say for example, you're looking at, businesses in the $500,000 to $1 million and more range, then you need to be getting viewers access of the seller's actual accounts, right? Not just bank accounts. Like, you don't want to be, it's hard to get viewers access to bank accounts, but you want to be able to get viewers access of their accounting software and have an accountant look at that for you and cross-reference everything and make sure everything looks good and gives you real raw data, give you real raw numbers that's going to help you value the business. Now, a lot of people, when they're starting out, is they'll just look at a profit and loss statement and they'll buy into the brand of the broker or the expertise of the seller and just put a lot of faith and trust that that's actually correct. You absolutely need to verify the financials, because if you're valuing a business of financials that you haven't verified and you're not confident in, then you could be paying more for a site and a lot more than it may actually be worth. So this is critical. You need to be doing the cross-referencing, okay? Absolutely important. Next is marketing. You need to be looking at the marketing and see how the system's working, right? How are they getting people into the business? How much does it cost to acquire a customer? Also, are they doing email marketing? Are they doing marketing on different channels? Which one's working better? What's their different CPA, which cost per acquisition is what CPA stands for. What's their cost per acquisition on different channels? And this is really cool, because not only are you going to be looking at risks that are involved with the advertising accounts, but you're looking at opportunities that may lie there as well, and how you can lean into those opportunities to grow this business once you purchase it. But the main thing that we're doing throughout due diligence is really looking for what I like to call red flags. Now, some people say when they see a red flag, they run for the hills. What a red flag actually means to me, and what I teach people in my community, is a red flag only means that you need to understand and become conscious of what that red flag actually means, right? If you aren't conscious of what that red flag is, then you need to dive in deeper and learn about it. If you can't, then you need to move on to the next business. But a red flag just means learn more, discover more, and become conscious. Now, when we go away and we try to buy a site and we're not conscious of how it actually works, we don't know all the moving parts, then we could be buying ourselves a very risky business. So we also need to manage our emotions when it comes to doing website due diligence. A lot of people, much like you just might find out about this space and go, cool, I'm going to the website broker. This business is making, $100,000 every single year, and it's only costing me $300,000. And we can get very, very excited by that. And our emotions take over us, and we start to build this picture and this vision of us making $100,000 but only spending $300,000, and see that we may only take 5 hours a week to run this business. And we can turn a blind eye, right? We can turn a blind eye to some of the things that are happening within due diligence because we've bought into this dream so much that we put these other things that are very, very important, down the bottom and hide them away. You really need to be proving the business is a bad investment. So what I like to tell people in my community is that when you're doing due diligence, your goal isn't to prove that it's a good investment and you must buy it. It's the opposite. Your goal is to prove the investment is a bad investment. And if you can't do that, then you must buy it. Now, like what Warren Buffett likes to say is he likes to say, It's better to buy a good business at a fair price than a fair business at a good price. So don't just be looking at a great deal, but be looking at a really good business. And I can guarantee you that a better business means far less stress. And that's what I think the actual goal is. Not just making a bunch of money, but far less stress that can put you in a better position. So my favorite thing when we're looking at due diligence isn't just finding websites and doing a bunch of due diligence, because it can take a lot of time to do due diligence on websites. My favorite thing is that when we're doing due diligence on websites, we're looking at so many, but through doing that and looking at so many businesses, imagine the education you get from looking at multiple businesses, multiple different business models as well, multiple ways they're earning money, multiple ways they're decreasing risk, multiple ways they're growing their business. This is an amazing education when we're doing due diligence. It helps us really get quite caloused and build some experience in business by just looking at businesses and seeing how they run. Also, talking to the sellers is very, very valuable. So guys, those things are absolutely critical when you're looking at due diligence, okay? So traffic, SEO, financials, and marketing. Now, I don't want you to go and try and figure this whole thing out for yourself when it comes to due diligence. I have a gift for you, right? I want to give you my due diligence framework. It's my due diligence framework, it's 2.0 version. And all my clients use this, okay? And a bunch of brokers have really shouted out and said this is quite a good due diligence framework, right? A lot of people and sellers have said these are amazing questions. What this due diligence framework actually does is it takes the guesswork out of doing due diligence. It tells you what you need to know in the SEO, in the traffic, in the marketing, in the financials, and it asks specific questions about the business so you can become equipped with the understanding and the knowledge of how this business actually works, and you can become equipped to understand if there's a risk within this business or not, and you can also find out the opportunities. So I suggest taking all the guesswork out and getting my due diligence framework. It's free. Just go away and click the link and you can get that due diligence framework. Last but not least, in my next video, I want to share with you how to structure and negotiate when you're buying a website business so you can ensure you're getting the best deal for yourself, so the best possible price with the least risk involved in that deal as well. So make sure you watch the next video.